was like dang Donna, like I'm not gonna lie, it was like dang like Donna, it's like getting like that, like you a man abuser, like what is going on, y'all? It is your girl Ash, and welcome to Ashland for all my new peeps. If you are returning back with your girl, you already know what is up. Go ahead, sit back, kick back, relax, get your spliff, get your cig, get the black, get your drink, get your wine, get the blankie, your pillow, whatever you need that's gonna make you comfy and help us so we can go ahead and enjoy this recap for season 9, Black and Crew, the first episode, and of course, we ain't gonna waste no time. Let's go ahead and get into that thing. So, boom. So the episode is called Vax the Block. So it is started off in the setting of them vaxing the block. They are holding this event to, get everybody vaccinated. So with that, they are giving out free tattoos. Now, fine. That's cute. I ain't. I'm with it. Like y'all want to get people, help to promote to get people vaccinated. Whatever that y'all feel that y'all got to do. I'm impartial. We ain't gonna get all into my feelings on the vid and the vaccination, but they for it. People out there probably just out there getting free tattoos. I mean, let's just be honest. But hey, whatever people feel like or whatever you got to do to get people vaccinated. Because honestly, I feel like they doing whatever to get people vaccinated. But that ain't even for this. That ain't even for this video. So we ain't even gonna stay too long into that. So C's, I always feel like as like C's is definitely like maturing, and I love his maturity and his level of growth that he's continuing to do season by season. So even though he's growing, he's got his growth, unfortunately he is still, y'all, going through this situation with Cheyenne's mom. Like it's just a lot. So the case in the CPS case in Atlanta had got thrown out, so that's that. But he still can't talk to Cheyenne because the state case is still pending in New York. So he's still at a place where he's still trying to figure out what to do about that or whatever, whatnot. So Rock and Crystal still together, don't live together, but they feel like ever since Atlanta, they progressed, they've been in a good place as far as like their relationship goes. So boom, like everybody's seeming to be like, okay thus far. But of course, old habits die hard or whatever. So anywho, sees like pulls everybody up together like after the event or whatever, and he's like putting it out there that Tati is now the manager of 125th. Clearly Walter is fired, he's no longer with us. So you know got some little changes and some shifts going on or whatever, of course, too. Let me see what else. Oh, so while they having the talk, um what's his face, Mr. Slayer. Mr. Slayer shows up or whatever, and he, wants to clear the air. Like nobody's seen him since Atlanta, and like I think it was like the last like event or whatnot. And him and him and Donna had got into it. Possibly it had gotten physical. Basically, like everybody thought that Donna had beat up or scratched him or fought him, whatever. That's what we thought happened. He later on, he basically tells them that's not what happened. He was in his feelings. He over exaggerates, and he was shaving. Yes, they were arguing, and he basically ended up cutting himself. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not believable. I'm not gonna lie. Like the first story, it was kind of like it was like dang Donna, like I'm not gonna lie, it was like dang like Donna, it's like getting like that, like you a man abuser, like. And so I ain't gonna lie, like I'm so impartial on what I really believe about like what happened, even though Donna like backs it up, like Alex is dramatic, like whatever, whatever, like I don't put my hands on him, and I believed her when she said it, but it was just like, bro, like you just did some female stuff. Like, why would you do that and put that perception out there with y'all like that? Like that was just not the move. Like that wasn't it. That wasn't it. But nonetheless, she's like, whatever. At this point, Donna can't come back to Black can't come back to Black Ink. She isn't accountable. She is a liability at this point, and so she's shunned off. So, but of course, Alex is back, welcome in with open arms or whatnot. So of course, he has to have that conversation with her, and it does hurt her. It does bother her because she felt like it was a let's basically like she's being like, what is it, blacked out, like what do they phase, what do they call it, like when you're phasing, like kind of like, I won't say phasing out a person, but it's kind of like you're getting like kicked out or whatever whatnot. But she was like everybody's like against her. She basically sounded like nothing is her fault, which is like, okay, Donna, like, come on. But she only feels like, if anything, Donna is the only person, not Donna, Bay is the only person, like, that she, if anything, had owes an apology to, like, whatever. He's like, well, at the end of the day, I'm still welcome. They just don't, want you there or whatever, whatnot. And she have a moment. Like, it sucked. Like, I really felt it for Donna because I love Donna. Like, she definitely has her moments. She can be very disrespectful. She has came at C's in so many disrespectful ways, and he's always, always, always like taking her back and letting her come back in. And I feel like this is that growth with C's. Like, you either gonna ship up or you're gonna be out. Like, he's not dealing with that. Gonna be dealing with that foolishness no more. And I think it's just the last straw with him when it comes to Donna. So kind of like seeing as if like she's not gonna be on the episode no more. Like I'm kind of, I don't know how I feel about that. Like I'm feeling some type of way. So I was like, damn, Donna, like, dang man, like, dang. Now Tati, yes, she's gotten this great position, but baby girl is dealing with some real life stuff. Like, first off, like, remember in Atlanta, she, was trying to create this home and this community for her family. Since then, it's not only two people moved out, but it also sounds like maybe everybody moved out. I don't know. I was a little bit confused by it or whatnot, but because she was like, oh, it's just her and the dogs. But she is facing some like real life stuff. So honestly, it's like this little nice little promotion that she just got is kind of just like, what you gonna do with that? Because, and this is like big, because this is big when literally they're having like press conferences and they talking about your name on the news. So apparently she is in the was intercepting, what did they say, like 9 kilo, it was a lot of kilos of drugs or whatever, and that's how she's in the mix of it, because she was receiving it or whatnot. So baby girl got like some stuff, like some real life stuff. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say, Tati. Like like they really had a press conference. It was like saying your name on the freaking, like it wasn't even like a regular news. Like this was like a press conference for these big charges and these drugs, and just like, baby, Tati, honey. So who else? Oh, Spider. So Spider is, he's like one of the, I ain't gonna lie, I was not very open to Spider in the very beginning. I thought he definitely had a lot of mouth. I did not like him, and not because I probably had, I felt like I might have had a little bit of loyalty, even though like Rock and Crystal are like one of my faves. Now, even though I really like Crystal or whatnot, but I did not. I wasn't feeling him, and probably right because I probably had loyalties, like at least the crystals and whatnot. So I really was not really feeling him. But I think once I like started to see him like be this family man, and really like just like, that's just the new, possibly this the New York in him, like, just rough around the edges. But he honestly just seems like, a good guy. So everything, seems to be going good with him. But unfortunately, it sounds like he's facing some, some health scares or whatnot, where he's feeling like electric, like shocks, pains, like in his body or whatever or whatnot, and like in his arm or something or whatever. And of course, that's like impacting him, him being a tattoo artist. So his wife is like, look, I made, an appointment, and it got him like teared up a little bit because, like, as a man that's providing for his family, and then to think that something, as a head provider and taking care of his family, and then to think that something could be wrong, and then thinking, of course, it sounds like he's thinking the worst, of course. He fears, of course, if something happens to me, what's gonna happen to my people? So of course we ain't never trying to wish nothing bad, health wise or nothing with anybody, regardless of any type of beef that he has with anybody. So I really like hope that things go well, and it's something that can be fixed, and the boy be good or whatever whatnot. Like he's a great artist, and sounds like he leads at Black Ink or whatnot. Was it Brooklyn? Or yeah, because I think he came from Brooklyn, or not 125th. Either way, but I'm pushing for that or whatever or whatnot. So I'm liking Spider. Like I can dig him. So C's, like I said, is dealing with this situation with Cheyenne. So he's meeting up with his order because he feels like he needs to take another step because nothing is happening. His whole character, like basically, I want to make sure, I hope I'm using the right word and saying it right, but basically, the baby mama is defaming. Oh, God, that probably did. God, I hope y'all realize the word that I'm trying to see because I really had it on my head, literally in my head, the tip of my tongue. It was like that, basically the word defamation. Is it defamation of character? That's it. Is that it? Um, Basically going telling lies, and he's like, this cannot, like, can't roll like this or whatnot. So he served her like a cease and desist or whatever whatnot. And she goes and reads that on live on Instagram, like the disrespect, like literally, like that's literally saying, I don't care, I don't take you seriously, like F you. um yeah, and it's like, all for what? Like, we know why, we know the what, but it's really gotten this far. Like, is it bitterness? Because honestly, when to this degree, it does make it sound bitter. Like you're just angry, and because what's going to be bad is really if like these are like really lies and stuff you're really blatantly out here making, and then you literally now have to pay money that you probably really don't even have because you want to, like sis, like just, she doing a lot. Baby girl's doing a lot. I don't like it. Like, and very well, I'm pretty sure she has her side. So I don't want to be strictly, Caesar, because all we have is his side. But it's like, what's up? Like, what's up or whatever? Like this, it's a lot. So back at the shop in Brooklyn or whatever or whatnot. So Spider had made a comment about um, Rock and Crystal not really, showing up at the shop and when they're supposed to, like they've been MIA, like whatever, whatever, whatever. So unfortunately, that of course ends up as a topic at the shop or whatever or whatnot, and the idea is to possibly, split them up and hope, and maybe that will help to fix things or whatever or whatnot. So Rockin' Crystal do end up coming in or whatever or whatnot. And so boom, Tati just goes ahead and just make it known, hey, we're thinking that we're gonna, separate y'all. We need to be professional. We need to get better with, time management. That turns into Spider bringing up how he's been, how the clients have been coming there for them and they haven't been there, and I guess basically him possibly having to, you know, do one of their clients or whatever or whatnot. Chris was like, first off, it was possibly a one time thing, because I guess basically they are at 120. All right, so they tattoo at Brooklyn, but yeah, but she's going to send, I think, Rock to 125th. Yeah, she's going to send Rock to 125th, to split them up. So either way, when he said something about initiating with her, when he said something to Rock about doing one of his clients, whatever, 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 things just hit the fan. Things go haywire. They are like in it. And Rock, of course, from last season or early in the season. I think this is like a mid season. I think that was like that first part was like still season 9. Yeah, it was, yeah, because it's season 11. So I know I said in the very beginning, like this was like the first season. No, this is the first episode of the second half, I guess, of the season. So he had kind of got like punked, and him and Crystal had like broke up because he basically didn't stand up for Crystal. He didn't man up or whatever. So Rock is like, I'm not gonna be, y'all not gonna punk me. I ain't gonna be no P. Like, so what's up? So it was getting physical. They started to get physical with this thing. Okay, all right, y'all. So it gets broken up though after Spider pushes Bay, pushes, Tati, in which at the same time, just in time, Caesar comes up. So Caesar, again, I'm like, yes, Caesar, have this grown talk, like set some ground rules. Like you need to, for one, you need to set like some consequences for all these. Like I get it, it's a tattoo shop. It's not, but like y'all don't do write ups. Like y'all don't do like y'all just straight fire. Like what is y'all processing? Like how do y'all deal with this? Because it just seems like y'all just deal with it. It kind of like don't even deal with it. It so called deal with it, I guess, really gets under the rug just to get surfaced up later. Like I just feel like if they had more consequences to some of their actions, that they would hold bar and hold back on some of this. Now, in Spider's defense, he's like, I'll possibly take the L because I got this going on. I got this going on in my head right now. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, boom. See, it's like, all right, cool. Like, this how we're going to move forward. Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, Crystal is like, this basically like her anxiety is being triggered. She's crying. And I'm looking at baby like, what is wrong with you? Like, why is you crying right now? Like, what just happened? But guess that anxiety, like what all just happened, it was just, too much or whatnot. She leaves crying. So Spider's like, oh, now this is gonna be my fault. Like this is gonna be mad at Spider. That just triggers Rock again to say something again. They back at it, about to fight again. Like y'all, like whatever this is, because Crystal's like, what should be for us? Like, what should be for us at this point? Like, I thought we squashed. Like, whatever this is, like she feel like there's still like an underlying thing. I don't possibly feel like an underlying thing. I think Spider Kid has a pettiness to him. I think he has a sarcasm to him, and then on top of him having these medical issues that he's worried about, like that helped to kind of like get things triggered. And of course, Rock ain't gonna back down to nothing no more because he ain't about to let nobody. He just ain't about to get, he ain't about to let them do him like they did earlier in the season, right? So, I, what I also what had happened was, because remember, Donna's no longer at the shop. Alex is at the shop, so she happens to call, and it's just like literally like she throwing her little shady stuff, and it's just like literally like, and I guess at this point you're just retaliating because everybody's mad at you and you feel like the outsider, but it's like, don't do petty stuff, like comment and agree with, like you can't want to be in the shop at the same time. Not to say that she does, but it clearly feels like clearly she did want to be back to shop. She was kind of expecting it because when she got shunned out, her feelings were hurt. She was low key shocked. So you can't be sitting here beefing with your boss, agreeing with the people who's hating on your boss, and then like you can't have it both ways, sis. Like it can't. So really, maybe you do just need to. It's probably best to just part ways or whatnot. So she made the nasty comment of, I guess, the people at the massage parlor had jacked the man off too good or something like that. She made that comment when they had that shooting at the massage parlor. And of course, Bay being Asian and them being so close, that impacted Bay, that hurt her feelings. And then at the same time, outside of that, it's just like, really, Donna? How insensitive is that? All these people have just died, and that's the insensitive, ignorant comment that you choose to make? It's like, some things are not meant to be made a joke of and to be made funny. And I know that Alex was, trying to defend her, and apparently she's getting therapy. She had been going through a lot. She's going through a lot and she's working through it. And I'm proud of Donna. I'm glad that she's getting that work. But as far as like the shop goes, like that's just a little bit too late as far as that's concerned. So basically she wants to talk to Bay to see if like they can have a conversation, and which Bay does agree to a conversation, with her. I hate when when all the stuff just happens like in the shop though, like in front of clients or whatever or whatnot. Like, why I gotta have this conversation on FaceTime, like in front of the client? Like, you couldn't just have stepped off for like a second. But nonetheless, I digress. So like I said, she agreed to have the conversation with her. And so I'm like, okay, because Bay really does value that friendship. She does feel like, like she does value that relationship that she has with Donna. So she's open, of course, to like hearing her out, and, and really letting her explain herself, take accountability, and apologize. Like, period. Like, there's nothing else, Donna. Those three things, period. That's going on in the shop. The stuff with Rock um, and Spider are going on in the shop, and then basically the news article, not necessarily news article, the blogs end up putting out there what C's had done. So C's lawyer calls him like, hey, it's out there, check out the blogs or whatnot. And it's basically talking about how he's gonna sue his, Cheyenne's mother. And it really just kind of like gives everybody like, everybody seems to support, but I guess it's really going to like, I cannot wait to see like next episode to like really understand Teddy's side, because it definitely doesn't seem like he's in really full support on C's making this move to, move forward, because he's going to have like a whole press conference. He's like, I don't usually ever say nothing. I'm usually quiet, and I'm not going to be quiet no more. Like, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to tell, my side or whatnot. And that's like, whoa, okay, C's like, that's like, this is like, he felt like it's coming down to it's gonna impact the business. So I have to hear Teddy's side on this, like because Teddy for the most part rides with C's for everything. Might have been a time or two we know he didn't agree or whatever or whatnot, but no matter what, Teddy rides with C's to the end. So like, what do you want your brother to do? Like, what do you expect him to do at this point? Because I feel like the only reason why Caesar's taking it to this point, because he doesn't know what else to do. Like, this is where he has to take it. He's tried to do things a nice way with the cease or whatever or whatnot, and that did not do nothing. She basically went on social media and laughed at it, basically. So it's bad that it's gotten to this point, and it sucks. But it's kind of like the man got to do what he got to do for real. But I always love the fact that, outside like a lot of outside of the other artists, like Bay is like she's like really her own brand. Like, she's her own name. She really doesn't need the Black Ink name behind her, because like she literally like has her own thing. Like, her own shop, like where she does tattoos as well. I think it was one of the Mob Deep guys that came in and got tatted by her. So like I love that for Bay. Like, I really like Bay's like one of my other faves. She's like really one of those ones that I get, like excited about, and that it's just basically like just one of my, faves as far as like cast, overall faves as far as like cast. And, so many people have come in and out of Black Ink, and Baby Girl is definitely like one of my faves. So her and Bay, her and Donna finally shows up so that they can have this conversation. First off, why is Donna starting off the conversation like, I feel like you and everybody else are wrong? We wrong about what? What are we wrong about? What are they wrong about? Like, baby, like what? Like, and then she wants to like try to make it seem like, oh, it's just like you mad, you just talk about this one comment, you just talk about this one comment. Sometimes it's that it can take just one thing. And while it's kind of like, dang, like why should it take one thing? Like, why do to give a pick? Like, people are different, and you can't expect everybody to forgive and to look past things the way you may forgive and to look past things. And if Bay really wanted to, she could have left her where she wanted. Felt like that is just somebody she didn't want in her life, whether she cleared things up with her or not. But babe, let her know, like, you hurt me, you hurt my feelings, I'm an immigrant, where I come from, and my best friend over here making silly, dumb comments like this, like, like, really, what? So Donna does apologize. Donna gives her, the apology that was necessary, that was needed, and it does seem like, that they're gonna be okay. And that's like Donna's like exit, like really, it's kind of like dang, like are y'all gonna really like X her out, like really, like as a whole, like okay, yeah, she's not a part of Black Ink, but like, it's kind of like if it's she's not tattooing, she's not really gonna be a part of the shop, then what is there to really capture her on as far as like this show? So I'm really trying to wrap my mind around the fact that I'm not gonna see her no more. But I follow her on social media, but it's different. Like, I want to see her back on this show. Like, I'm not gonna lie, part of me is just like, maybe something can happen. Maybe they can come back from this. But as of right now, it looks like we are saying goodbye, to our girl Donna. To not return. Of course, wish her the best in her businesses, her endeavors, whatever is gonna make her happy. I definitely continue that she gets that healing that is needed. Yeah, I think we just about hit everything that I wanted to hit on, y'all. So, um, this is gonna be, an interesting season. I can't wait to see, what's to come. All right, so y'all make sure that y'all give this video a thumbs up. Let me know that you are enjoying this content. Want to see more content from me as well, so that everybody else can get my little commentary, my little good juices and tea from this episode. All right, and as well, of course, you want to hit that subscribe button and pound that bell so that you will be notified when we are back here every Monday for Ratchet Monday and Ratchet TV. All right, so peace, y'all. Later.